All right, we get ready to get started here. Let me go on and add myself to it. Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. Hey, Doc, I sent it to you. It should be in your box. Okay. All right, we got Pastor Bard. He done came in. Yeah, we can have us a little problem here. What's going on, Dr. Bard?
What's up, boss man?
Man, you know what it is. I'm gonna do this game tonight, but I'm gonna try to pay attention to the show because I got to see what's gonna happen tonight, man.
Yes, Lord.
Man, I got to see what's gonna happen. I don't know if Pam gonna be on here tonight because she's one of those. She knows she's one of those fans. You know what I mean. She may be on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Dr. is making his arrival in. Hey, good evening. Yeah, Pam is on here, man. Pam is on here. That's about watching. You see her? That's about he gonna be so to sit all now. Hey. Come on, let's see. She should be putting him in now. Let's see. Put him in. Let's see it. Come on.
Good afternoon, Sister Park. There go that man. What happened to that man? There he is. The thug in the house. The thug in the house.
Not the thug. Not the thug. I said it.
It's got to be set off.
This here. We can all right. Let me go to fade this out. I supposed to been I see y'all on here, but I don't see but two on the streams. Am I something wrong with me, or is it? It
was on and he
go. Okay, let's see if we can add him back in. Let me see. Back. Let me put it back here. This thing moving slow. They almost through with my i7 cores, and that's a new ball game then. So know how that go. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna have some smoking and shit tonight, and we gonna have us a good time here. Then we're gonna get out here and see them girls cry tonight. I think they gonna cry. Said they want to talk about the Saints and the 49ers so bad that we lost, and they are just invisible. You know what I mean? You know, just invisible. You know what I mean? So I want to see them cry tonight, and I'm gonna wear this Facebook page out tonight. Soon as I see, you hear what I? Soon as I see. Good to see you, Pastor, on here, Pastor. I can't say your name, but I see you on here, Pastor. And yeah, man, we gonna let it rip. You know, I want to see them. I want to ask Die Wide Herb said, I want to see them spitting up blood tonight. I want to see them spitting up blood tonight. I'll be happy if I see that, man. Anyway, that's the story. Yeah. Man, I'm here. I still. Oh, let me see. I'm still ready. I'm thinking he on the stream. He ain't on here. I'm looking right at him. I see him on here. Now he coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Let's work.
Man, get that. I'll be glad, man. When they get through my core, we'll have it going. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome y'all tonight with the co-host Dr. Bard, and then we got the manager of the doctors, Dr. Stevenson is on here tonight, and he been missing for 2 days, but he here tonight. And we going in. We gonna get nasty. As you want to know about it, we gonna get nasty, and we gonna make this thing understand. Yes, Pride, we see you here. We see you here. Well, the Pride on here. We see her here. And some of you others that we see you in the background watching, but keep watching. Maybe you'll get enough galls to want to talk. But anyway, here we go. Tonight we're going to deal with the understanding of relationships and marriages. And with that being said, I think it's just by high time that we understand what's going on here in households and why our households is in an uproar. Now, I saw this and I heard a statement from some other things that some other statement came through the show saying that Negro women is the backbone of the Negro, as y'all would say, black and household. It's a lie, always be a lie to a real man. Now, if she's a backbone in your household, that means is you the woman and she the man. And so both of y'all are mafia dykes. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the road. And then I want to deal with this movie that just came out. We're going to touch on it and we're going to move on about this Women King movie. This Women King movie. Have y'all seen it yet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I saw it.
What's your comments on it? I think it's something that they constantly is doing to disrespect us as Negro man. You do anything you can, stiff a felony on a man. You on a Negro man. You try to find a reason to destroy him, tear him down. You uses the Negro woman to go against the household. And now you are study saying to this day, listen here, she is the king. So you can't whoop us head up, but you gotta go get something that's so connected to us as human as the woman. Is the Negro woman the closest thing that is connected to her? You still trying to use her just like they did in the day when Kunta Kinte. Y'all that statement. I'm gonna get out and let y'all have this. But you remember Kunta would leave. He will run away. And while he gone, Ken up in the bed with the show, what they call the massa, telling him everything. Now he out there doing everything he can do to get her to safe, to get him out of there so they can have a permanent life, a happy life. But she in the bed with the worry of all in, telling all the secrets of what's going on in the household. And you wonder why Negro men, right to this day, don't have much respect or love for the woman he's laying on the side of. Now, I won't back out of there and let y'all take that and tear it apart. I'll instigate it and ride on through. Come on, which one of y'all go first?
What are we dealing? We talking about the Woman King? Is that what we are?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Woman King movie.
Well, first of all, it's a good action movie. Let me give that and give that disclaimer on the outset. It's a good action movie, but one of the things that we have to take into account as it relates to theater, it will either reflect what's going on, or it sometimes suggests what they would like to see.
Right.
One of the ways culture is shaped is through theater. And if you understand the origin and the history of theater in itself, it was to give an opportunity to give a suggestion to the king and to the emperors of what was going on. And in some ways, it was a tool to suggest to the king, this is what we would like to see. And in any way, if you were to say something to the king and it was abrupt and the king found it offensive, it could result in you losing your life. So theater would give some comedic relief. it would make your suggestions palatable and entertaining. And you somewhat had a certain licensing
Right.
to stretch various things. Now, as it relates to the woman king,
Right.
there are some undertones and some suggestions that's being implemented, and if we're not paying close enough attention to it, it will give
Right.
a spin as if it's heroic. The first thing that is interesting
Right.
within the movie, the history is not sometimes exposed. The historical accuracy is not exposed at the highest level. That's the first thing I want to outline, because I saw the
Right.
movie, but I'm reading. I wanted to read the history of the book. I wanted to read the history of the tribe.
Right.
And that woman tribe were the king's personal bodyguards. That was the king's personal bodyguards, and the Dahomey tribe itself made a large portion of their riches, a large portion of their wealth was capturing slaves. They captured black people. So it's a very strong possibility that the people that I'm looking at right now are descendants of those that were captured by that tribe.
This is true.
So we are celebrating that, but we are giving I can better understand it if it was inspired by, but they're giving the basis of this is historically accurate, when a lot of it is so stretched for dramatization.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stretched. This was not out of this was not born out of a certain type of morality. This was born out of greed.
Right.
And those ladies, those were the personal bodyguards of the king. They would ambush. There were certain ambushes that would take place to enhance the wealth. And the tribe itself, the Dahomey tribe itself, they were so driven by money and greed and wealth and ammunition that was given to them by the English, until they give the indication in the movie that this lady tribe was filled with a certain type of morality and they wanted to go against the slave trade, when that is not historically accurate. It was extremely profitable for them. So it wasn't the historical data would dictate. The historical data dictates that they had to, the Englishmen gave a certain stop. There was a certain barricade to where, all right, there are some things that can't transpire as it relates to transporting more slaves, because the voyages were beginning to stop. This was how they were making money. Mm-hmm. The king, the previous king, sold out his brother. So it was wealth. Right. It was about greed.
Wow.
Right.
It was a whole lot of stuff going on. Now, along with that, there's another part in the movie, and now to make it more modern, so where we can see some of the undertones within the movie. In that era, there was one man among all those other women, and that man was a man that lived an alternative lifestyle.
Wow.
I was politically
just go ahead on and say it, man. You know it.
I'm being politically correct. He lived an alternative lifestyle because we saw in the theatrics his flamboyancy, his effeminate characteristics, but he was the right-hand person to the king, and he was one of the ones that was most accepted. And it's almost as if, as you watch it, and knowing that this is, now mind you, the historical data suggests that this took place in the 1600s, 1700s, something like that.
Right.
When we know during that time period, a lifestyle of that nature was not publicly embraced.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
it was given the theatrical license to stretch and ambush
Right.
you with an ideology. That this,
Right.
now this is just the world the way I see it. This is my interpretation. That this is the man
Right.
we will accept. This is the
Right.
man we will accept.
Uh-huh.
I said that in
Uh-huh.
This is the man we will accept. And,
The
and
women,
as they
yeah,
trained
let's
the
sit
women,
it is one.
as the women were being trained, one of the ladies who was doing the training tells a young lady, don't be with a man, don't love, because that makes you weak. Now I want
Watch
you to
out. Watch
grab
it.
this.
Watch it.
Don't love. This is what they tell the young lady. Because along with that, they had before that, you had the young lady. I want you to get this. Please grab it. They had a young lady that was being brought by her dad. Now, a part of this is a part of history that these ladies who were so abrupt and so abrasive and so aggressive, and they could not receive leadership or anything of that sort, or they had these violent, aggressive tendencies, their father or their husband or their next of kin would send them to the king to be a part of that army to express that level of aggressiveness in that army.
Right.
So you see at the beginning of the movie, this man that is trying to marry this young lady. The young lady slaps her.
Right.
The man slaps the young lady. The young lady pushes the man. The dad says, well, I'm going to send you to the army. Your aggressiveness can be taken here, and so forth and so on. But it shows, look at what it's showing. This man would give his daughter to a man who is abusive, when that's not accurate.
Okay.
That's not accurate.
That's
not
Okay.
accurate.
No man give me no real man will give a
But even with that, we
That's
gotta
crazy.
show.
You
Watch
know I
this.
seen that.
We gotta show that father, if he's not abusive, he'll let another man abuse his daughter.
Wow.
That's messed up.
That's the end. So you gotta watch that.
And it's happening right now.
Watch the ambushes. He'll let, and then, if that man, if that wasn't enough, the star, the lady that was the woman king, it wasn't slavery, abolishing it and fighting against slavery was a portion of it, but a major component, an overwhelming component, was that this lady wanted to get vengeance on the man who allowed other men to rape her.
That's
So
right.
he's either so either now look at that. Look at what's being inferred. Look at what's being inferred. You got one man who will not protect his daughter. You have another man
That's right.
who would slap a lady and physically abuse a lady. Then you have another man who sexually assaults a lady. But the man who man who's one of the men who is presented in the best light is the man that expresses feminine tendencies.
Right.
That's part of
And even the king, we didn't see the king expressing kindness to his wife or his wife.
Right.
We didn't. It was nothing that showed a man can be caring, and it shows in so many ways that because she defied the king. Now we know that when you defy the king, there is a punitive punishment. The king told her not to go into that village. She went anyway.
Right.
And a team of warriors ran with her there. And before she did it, the king said, "Are you taking how I am honoring you? Are you taking that and using it and abusing my kindness? Because I'm telling you not to do this. I'm telling you not to go." She went anyway.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Which
Yes.
shows,
Yes.
which I would imply, that man don't know what he's talking about, girl. You the brains, he's the bronze.
Right.
That is a.
But he's the king.
Yeah.
But he don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
The king
Right.
said, "Don't do it. It'll put too many people at risk. We've already obtained victory. Don't go there. Don't do it." She did it anyway. Was she able to come back with some of the people? Yes. But the king said, "Don't do it."
That's it.
The king said, "Don't do it." It's so many undertones. Now, it's so many undertones that will suggest various things that present us in a horrible light. Now, I want us to grab this, and this is just the world the way I see it. This is the world the way I see it. It shows now, mind you, we are in this quasi period of an era called the soft girl era. Well,
Okay.
so many young ladies are saying, so many young ladies are saying, we're not trying to be strong and independent. We ladies. But yet on the backdrop of I'm strong, I'm masculine, I'm strong and masculine with all these qualities. But yet I'm soft. You gotta pick one.
Yeah. She won't both. She won't.
Look at here. Watch this, preacher. Look at who they're suggesting. They're not people that don't look like us. They are people that look like us, that's beheading us, that's gutting us, that's selling us, that's entrapping us. Listen, we'll let you go and cut each other up, but you're not gonna do that today. And I want you, don't take my word, you just go do it. Look and see who are the writers of the movie.
Okay.
I already seen it.
Look at who wrote the movie and what they said inspired them to write it. Ask me, do the writers look like us? So we don't mind you looking strong. We don't mind you emasculating your men. We don't mind you cutting their head off. But we're not doing that. We sophisticated. We don't have to do that. Y'all go do it.
That's it.
Because one thing we will not acknowledge is that a culture and a nation is only as strong as its men are.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
I think I said too much.
That's right. No, you didn't, man. I like the way you broke that down. And you know, and it comes down to the question is, does movie shapes our culture, or are movies shaped from our culture? You know, back in the day, y'all know when NWA came out, and it, you know, with gangster rap, they rapped about the culture, and what they said, they wanted to expose what life is in the hood, you know. They started to bring those things out, which we know now it wasn't NWA that shaped our culture, that changed our culture. It was really the movie Colors. Because prior to Colors coming out, back home, we was about Tucker Road Boys, Motown Boys, Queensboro Boys, you know, Bottom Boys, you know, it was all about the boys where you from, Motown Boys and all that. Soon as Colors hit the scene, all of a sudden, now it's affiliated with Colors and no longer Boys. So now it's Crip and the news media and all these things. And I agree with you. It's amazing how, you know, we cater to these movies and these entertainment that begins to shape an ideology about our culture or about what's going on with us. But you made an excellent point by saying this. Haven't that always been our culture? Taking each other down, not supporting the men. You know, we tear each other up all the time.
Oh my God!
But won't do that. Just like with this, with the coach at the Celtics. Now they blasted his indiscretion on ESPN and all that, but nobody said nothing about Brett Favre.
Nah.
Said about him $5 million. If Bishop took $5 million out the welfare, man, it would have been on CNN News.
Now watch this. Now this is a thing. This is the thing that is so interesting, and we know this already. We know this. Boston. What type of area is Boston, Massachusetts?
Caucasian.
There you go.
Caucasian.
We now here we go. We gave someone like you the opportunity to represent our organization on one of the highest stages. Yes, he won a championship his first year as a head coach. But here is something that they're trying to make even more pervasive. We don't simply want we don't want to just suspend him. We don't even want to just fire him. We want to use this as a mark to show why we can't elevate you guys.
Yep, that man, boy. Now you right on it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what happened. You cannot handle this pressure. You cannot operate on this elite status. Yes, you can coach, you can do all the great things, but this is the reason why you cannot be up in the upper office and up on that, because of your behavior. You have no control. You got this animalistic kind of mentality, doing the same thing they doing, but when it comes down to us, we're the one put on Front Street, which is what's starting to shape again. Like these women today begin to shake their ideology of men. They are nothing but dogs. Now, what happened to the female?
Now,
she works at the organization. She's married to somebody in the organization. It's called consensual sex. But he's the one that's being punished because this back to the story of the woman at the that was caught in the doctor. How you gonna bring? You just did on one person for consensual sex, But like, man, this is such a hot bone topic because you can unpack a lot of what's going on today, and this is the reason why men cannot be heads in their house. They have to serve as second chair because why? It's beginning to shake that mentality. You don't have the mentality. You don't have the intellect or the intelligence to be in a powerful position. You cannot run. You cannot do this. And this is the reason why women have to step up and do it. We've been seeing this in our church.
I'm gonna go here.
Come on.
Whatever we do to you that's uncomfortable, whatever we do to you that's heinous, whatever we do to you that's deplorable and degrading and painful to you is justified because this is how you are.
Right.
Whatever we do to you, it's justified. It doesn't matter. You're just a disposable utility. Yeah. And look, you are the poster child. This is why your women are the backbones of the community.
Right.
That's why we got to give. That's why. So here we go. Every time there is a mistake that's made that doesn't represent the masses, it doesn't matter if that mistake doesn't represent the masses. As long as the mistake is made, we'll use that to further the propaganda and to further announce it.
Yes.
And we don't want to hear nothing about stats. We don't want to actually. We don't want to actually invest in the intellectual. We don't want to make it an intellectual investment to actually look at the demographics, to look at the stats, to look at what the statistics consist of concerning these issues. But he did something really bad, so let's earmark this. and keep that pumping. Say it loud and say it frequently. And other people will believe it and will justify it by locking him out of the social elite economic class. We are justified in not allowing him to have that opportunity. So what we're going to do is not that women are coming forward. We're going to make the man the new woman.
Right.
That's it. That's it.
Right.
Destroying us and leaving us.
We're going to make her the new man. We're going to make her the new man and make him the new woman. So anything that resembles fortitude is toxic. Anything that expresses he's definitive, he's toxic. Anything that expresses leadership is toxic. Anything that expresses forethought is toxic. Keep your wallet out.
That's it.
Keep your mouth closed. And learn these two words. Yes, dear.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Dear.
Yes, ma'am.
Happy life. I don't know where to get that garbage from. They get it out of here with me.
But see, these things are so subtle. These things are so subtle until we would say that this is a high form of morality when it is outside of what God has instructed. She is never given the command to love us. God didn't give her the command was not for her to love us. The command was for her to submit to us. My command was to love her. That was my command.
And die for her, even as Christ that died for the church. I can't die for you if you can't obey and be submitted to me. What I'm dying for you for? You can't.
Listen, we are so. But this is the catch. I'm trying not to go in ethnicity because I listened to Pastor Boyd previously. He mentioned gangs and he mentioned the gang violence and the rap music and how those things begin to shape culture and things of that sort. And what is so mind-blowing to me is that as gang violence and gang culture began to become prevalent, it was developed and it began to explode on the heels of absent fathers.
Yep.
Well, they intentionally made it come to us to be absent.
Watch this, because watch this. Don't look. They don't have to look at me in that tone of voice. You don't like it? I don't write history. I can read though. When it became an overwhelming amount of absentee fathers, and it was beneficial for him to be absent, then guess what? Your boys still wanted that masculinity, and he wanted to look up to men. So who were the men that were closest to him, and there was no man in the house? Who were they? There were two men. Who were the men that they looked up to in the hood when you got daddy out the house? Daddy is out the house, and I can peel that onion back, and people despise me, and they'll probably try to kick me off Facebook. Because it's history. When you get rid of the dad, and it's a privilege and an incentive for his dismissal. His dismissal is incentivized.
Yep.
So guess what you have? You have two entities now in the hood. You have the pimp, you got the gangsters.
Yep. And we got your boys.
And we got them. Because they looked it up. Hold on. What? Here you go. It sounds crazy, but it's all right. They looked up to the pimp because the pimp had the nice cars.
Yeah.
Right.
They had the pretty girls.
Right.
They looked up to the gangsters because they can fight.
Right.
They are respected. They walk through the neighborhood, nobody gonna jump them.
Right. So ain't nobody gonna touch them.
Yeah.
So that's who you now if you fast forward it from there,
they role model.
That was their role. So you fast forward it to now, your gangsters in 2022 are wearing dresses.
Right.
Your gangsters your gangsters are dressing in transgender identities.
Yep.
I'm not making this up.
You're right.
So your boy grew up like, hey, I mean, listen to what these guys are saying. I hung around with the thugs. And even though they sold drugs, they sold a young brother love. That's Tupac. Where did Tupac come from? A fatherless family.
You right.
Even as a crack fiend, mama. Mama was a crack fiend. Listen to what this man saying. That's true. We so busy bumping to the beat. Until listen to what these people are saying. He said, even though my mama was a crack fiend, and anyone that sold dope or have never been exposed to someone that operated in that lifestyle, when there's a person hung and strung on drugs, that's a very ugly situation. But yet he was still indoctrinated to defer to his mother.
Right.
And give that type of deference to her.
Right.
This is true.
This is true.
Real. Yeah. I know it sounds bad, but this is the truth. He said the streets raised me. Look at most of the big time gangster rappers that's from our era. I'm not talking about these new school guys. They'll tell you straight up, the streets raised me. Well, why didn't your daddy raise you?
Yeah.
I mean, and now I'm gonna be subjective. Bishop, y'all pray for me. I'm gonna be subjective. It was a man.
No, be wrong. I like it wrong with you.
He was a lot older. I was working on the campus. This was over 20 years ago. And he said, yeah, I practically knew this boy here as a little kid. I practically raised him. I say, hold up, fam. Don't do that. I have a dad. I got a dad. I grew up with a dad. Who you talking to?
I understand. No. I understand. I got a daddy. I understand.
I got a daddy, dude. You got the wrong dude. I ain't talking about it. I got a daddy. I had a daddy. My daddy raised me. I don't know who you talking about. You gonna mess around. You're gonna turn this into a whole other situation. No, bro.
We got somebody on the live feed want attention. He asked, who is man submitting to? Who you think?
Watch this. I'm glad that question is asked. Can I tell you who we are submitting to?
Yeah.
Don't look at me and tone the boys. We are not like young ladies. We don't buy into all I can embrace is compliments. Men call men stupid.
Yep.
We'll check like
that's it.
We know, men know when our conversation get heated and the confrontation is there, we moving furniture now. Right. We ain't gonna be doing all this talking. We move furniture around here. I mean, we ain't doing all that. We moving some furniture. You gonna whoop me or I'm gonna whoop you. That
and then I'm saying
Can I go down here a little bit further? Watch two little boys. Watch two little boys as they get into it. They're gonna max each other. They're gonna see who's the strongest by trying to overpower the other little boy. That's how we find this out. That's how we check each other.
That's right.
Like, man, one of the most powerful things a brother told me, he wasn't speaking in tongues. He wasn't shouting. He ain't do nothing. This is one thing he said to me and it messed me up. He said, Stevens, are you even listening to yourself? I said, man, shut up talking to me, man. That did it. Why? Some people, we're not. No, I'm telling you. Listen, you don't have to feed our egos. You don't have to. You don't have to. Oh, girl. I mean, listen. I've heard this, and y'all pray for me, but it's okay. It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna survive through it. I've heard and seen women defend each other, and they dead wrong.
Yes, sir. Wow. They'll stick together.
If a man
you hear me? They'll stick together. Leave her hang.
We call each other out. Say, man, you You need to go, hey, fam, you need to go check your son, man. That's your son, dude. Say, man, you need to go handle that.
Take care of that.
What? Hold on. Can I go here? I'm going to really mess some things up. When Jada Pinkett Smith had that entanglement with August Alsina, women said, well, you don't know what Will Smith did. I said, I don't care what Will Smith did. Neither do I care what she did. Everybody grown. But I am concerned about how this is going to affect her son.
Right.
That was her son's friend.
Right.
If a man sleep with his, watch this. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. If Will Smith would have slept with his daughter's friend,
oh man,
we would have said within our social environment,
it'd have been that slap all over again.
They would have said, they would have said, I bet he was grooming her all the time.
Yep.
The whole time.
Even though August Alsina was 19, do you think a 19-year-old boy has the wisdom, the intellect, the foresight, and the emotional maturity to compete with a 40-plus-year-old woman?
No.
Yes, he may have had the sexual stamina, but he sure didn't have the emotional intelligence.
But he ain't equipped.
Come on, man.
Psychologically,
but watch this. Look at who defended that.
Women.
That's it.
And the first thing you don't know what Will did. I don't care. They grown. But that's your son's friend. Your son introduced him. So you want to know who checked men? Men always check men.
Yeah.
We always check each other.
Men.
We always check each other.
Yeah. Check each other.
We always check each other. Hey man, you losing your money. You putting your money in jeopardy, fam.
That's it.
You being goofy. You tripping.
That's it. That's
You trip. We check each other.
Tripping. Going off for the wrong thing.
We check each other. That's what we do. Now,
and that's what we need in order to be effective. I need somebody to check me when I'm wrong. I'm not now. Again, you're gonna have to come with that heat because I'm not gonna agree with you right off. But if you make a great point in what if the longevity of what I'm doing, now you got me thinking. I'm gonna do like you, Dr. Steve. I'm gonna say, shut up. Because you got me thinking, and I'm a re-examine. But when I make my decision to make the change, it's up on my own decision and not based on what he said. He presented something to help me to analyze that thing different or to see it different. That's why men need men in their circle to help them govern in a matter that, look here, I'm not telling you what to do. Amen. But you going to what happened is men start going to the women. What you think?
What you think? Oh Lord.
But why do we do it? Why do we do it? Why do we do it?
Mama.
Why? I'm gonna tell you one of the reasons why we do it. Men don't have an ear for men. Men don't have an ear for men. You don't think what? If you think I'm making this up, who became famous and would give various anecdotes that's attached to wisdom, that was wrapped in wisdom? You think it was a man? Yeah, it was a man, but he had to appear as an old lady called Medea.
Oh,
yes, like Tyler Perry, like all this stuff. But he get the message across dressed up like a woman. If he had been a man like
because you know why? And this is crazy. Watch this. When we look at it, if we look at our demographic and our ethnicity, we are big mama driven. We are not pawpaw driven.
Right.
No,
big mama
driven.
We big mama driven.
Yes, sir. You
big mama
right. You're right.
My grandma did. My grandma said this. My grandma used to tell me to do this.
Yeah.
Our mental point of origin as it relates to environmental structure, whereby we are indoctrinated and develop a subculture, it is not from me.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Now, let me jump in right here. Because you said you're absolutely right, because I was grandmama baby. That was my wisdom. But you know what happened? Paul said this like this. He said, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. I had to divorce. Stephen.
Right.
I had to divorce in order for me to move to get where I am today. I had to divorce my grandmama, my dependency upon grandmama, and start to get to God. Get to God, not for the purpose, not to do my own thing, but to do it right. My only concern is to do it in a way that is right, standing with all. It does not matter what is right with me. I didn't change it to me because I realized the foundation that I was building my life on was not going to build a family. It was not going to keep a marriage. It was not, because there were other things that I needed that I did not have. Thank God for my grandmother. Thank God for what she did and all that. Thank God. But working together, I told him, I said, look, mama's raised boy, but it takes men to raise to make me. Amen. You got to get out of that boyish attitude, that boy mama kind of thing, mama boy attitude. If you're gonna be a man, you have to get away from that. But some of us are programmed. Mama way is the only way, and that is not. Can I make the one that died on the cross? I hate to go here, but I might well go and do it like I feel. She ain't the one that was buried 3 days and she sure didn't get up on the third day.
She not the one that got up.
Come on. Together and come to the Lord and say, Lord, I need you, because he's the one that creates men. He's the one that takes nothing and makes something out of it. So when I get in my position, I don't need the world's opinion to define who I am. I may not be perfect, but I know how to take responsibility for my imperfection. I'm just done got to that point. Yes, I did it. Yes, I'm going to correct it. But I don't need, you know, and then here he's sorry me and go, and I'm finna get off of this. Here he's sorry me and go. When they do something wrong, what you want me to do? Man, come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to change. I don't need to read the Oprah Winfrey book to understand what I need to change as a man. So I agree with you, man. And the only way we can get a message out, we got to downgrade ourselves.
But
to get the message out. In order to get our message out.
That's correct. You can't hear me, you got to hear somebody else. Nowhere you ain't fucking.
This is the thing. It is so interesting when listening to you voice those sentiments. There are some men that are experiencing an overwhelming challenge with being husbands. There are some women that are experiencing an overwhelming challenge with being a wife, because the mama has never been married, and now the daughter is married, and the daughter is talking to her husband. The mama is telling the daughter, why you gotta ask him everything?
Come on.
And the son, I can't make this stuff up, man. I ain't new to this.
No, Doc, you ain't making it up. The women listen to more women than they listen to the man they lay on the side with. Listen to another woman. Why don't you get out the bed and let the woman come get in the bed? You go about your way.
The daughter is struggling because she loves her mom, but mom has never been married. Mom has 5 kids by 3 guys, and the daughter is like, hey, I'm married, I got my kids, I'm trying to be a wife. I want to be a mother to my children. But mom is telling daughter, why you gotta ask him if you can buy this? Why you gotta ask him if you can do this?
That's your money.
And hold on. She does this in front of her husband.
Yep.
That's it. No respect.
Now, and then you have the flip side where you have some brothers that it's a challenge for them to even be a husband to their wife because they've been son husbands all their life.
What?
Right. Yeah.
Mama the
wife. Mama the real wife. Mama the real wife.
That's all right. I might as well get into this rabbit hole so they don't have to look at me and talk. I'm gonna get in the rabbit hole. Watch this. They've been fighting mama's boyfriend. They fought mama's boyfriend when he was 17. He's 17 fighting mama's boyfriend.
Right.
He's 17. Right. He's 17. He got to swell up on mama boyfriend. He 18. He got to swell up on mama boyfriend. He's 17, 18. And so now this young man is married. This young man is now married. And he wants to be a husband. He wants to be the best husband he can possibly be. But he's torn. But because mama is saying, oh, I'm gonna always be your mama.
Yeah,
I'm gonna always be your mama.
Be your wife.
You only have one mama. But that's a challenge.
One mama. You only
because
get one
mom has never experienced what it was like to have the covering of a man.
Right.
And so the partial fear of a covering was what she was banking on with her son. Listen to these, just listen. Yeah. Listen, I know it sounds great, but just listen to what people say. Listen to these high-profile athletes when they get their first big check, when they get their first big record deal. These music producers. Hey man, I gotta get my mama this. I gotta get my mama that. I gotta make sure I get my mama. Can I go here? I'm gonna talk about my mama. Can I talk about my mama? I'm gonna talk about my mama.
Yeah, it's okay.
My mama told me. She said, "Listen here, you work hard. You need to provide for yourself. You need to provide for your family. This is my mama. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm talking about my mama. You need to provide for your family. You need to provide for your family.
Take care of your family."
She said, "You know whose responsibility? Right. You know what my mama said? You know whose responsibility it is to provide for me? That man in there. I'll see you later.
Right.
I'll see you later.
That's right.
I'll see you later.
That's right.
That's biblical.
Right. They don't want that.
That's biblical.
Right. Yes, sir.
We leave for this cause. You leave father and mother and
lead to your wife. Yes, sir.
But there has never been a removal psychologically from being the son husband.
The son husband.
Oh, but she ain't gonna let it.
Word now.
Son husband. Like they in love with their own son now.
Consequently, sometimes the mom despises the daughter-in-law because the influence that the mom once had is diminished
with the son. Yes, sir.
No longer there.
Yes, sir.
It's no longer.
I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up.
This, boy, if it ain't 9 o'clock, man, I'm telling you right on it, you right on it, you right on it. And that's, man, I'm telling you right on it. That's one thing I appreciate about my wife. She got 4 boys.
Yeah.
She stays out of their relationships. She remains neutral. Right, wrong, or indifferent. She remains neutral. And one thing she will not permit her son to do is to abuse any women. Now, she has some remarkable young men. They are outstanding. They only, if they're going to date one, they're going to date one woman. We got a young man who's been, her oldest son, 40 years old, been married about 9 years. What I'm saying is when you have structure, I'm not trying to brag on that, but when you have structure and you have everybody in their right position. See, this is a theory that I created in this mind, but it's mine. When the man is not in place, the woman become out of place and the children become misplaced. That's the reason why we have this big broken thing all destroyed. But until man get back in place, but he first got to get back in place with God, because you are dependent on too many social media conversation rather than have a conversation with God. It's time for you. Oh my God, my God, my God, my God. Man, let me tell you something, man. This is so good, because this is why men won't stand up. You know they ain't gonna give it to the woman. You know they're gonna take a woman to jail. Man, I don't care about the system of this world. I don't.
We need
I'm a real guy being a man. I'm a real guy being a man. I don't care. I was telling them when the Me Too movement started coming on and everything, and they talking about you better touch no woman, you know all this. Man, if I touch her, I'm gonna touch her. And I wish somebody would come back up in my pad, talking about I'm finna come out and bring exposure to you. All right, we're gonna all be some exposure, but I'm telling you, because we don't have integrity by ourselves.
Well, let me
and because again, let me say this before I go, because you are absolutely right. Because you raised that boy to be the man that you wanted in your life. That's what it was. That's what that son of you wanted that boy to be the man. Not so you talking that way. I raised my boys. I raised my boy. I raised my boy. And that's why they can't stay married. That's why they go, because they your boys. They your boys. They your boys. That's why they can't keep up with your children, because they your boys.
Good time.
Man, I was talking to a young lady on a job a couple of years ago, and her son is around 21. He works full time. He's in school full time. And I said, your son is a good young man. And these were her words. He ain't no man, that's a boy.
Right.
And I said, if you don't recognize the man in him, what did you develop?
Come on.
What were you responsible?
What you put in?
What is? And it struck me because I'm admiring the brother because he's working hard, he handling his business. And she said, he ain't no man, that's a boy. He's still a little boy. I said, wow, man. One of the things that took place when we lived under a tribal construct in our native land in Africa, men would take boys and they would go through what is called their manhood test, which put them in a position to have to survive and not be dependent upon mama, grandma, anyone else. They had to take the least amount, survive with that, and after experiencing that, they were eligible to get a wife. They were eligible to have their own family. This is just when we were when we lived under a tribal construct. Then as a result of that, he can have a wife. But if he failed his manhood test, he gave up. He quit. He did not express the fortitude which would ensure his own personal survival, which means he could not ensure the survival for his family. He would be exiled. He would be kicked out of the kingdom. He would be unable. He would not be able to marry or procreate. So with that in mind, if you are still calling, if in your mind you see him as a boy, that's scary. That's scary because watch this.
You
are the premier parental figure in his life because his daddy not there. You just told me how sorry his daddy is. So you said by default, I still have a boy and I didn't raise him to be a man. You can't take him at 22 and now send him through that process that will ensure a certain type of fortitude and temperament in order to move from childhood, teenagehood to manhood. You still said he was a boy, and you were the one that was responsible for training him.
Yes.
So this is don't look at me in that tone of voice. So by insulting him, you insulted you. I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher for about 20 years. And the one thing I try to encourage my students with this, I really want you to be better than what I am. I really want you to be better than me.
Yes,
I have students right now that tour with Scarface. I have students that tour and make music for Rick Ross. I have students that make money, way more money than what I make. They still call me and ask me, hey, what's the name of that book you made me practice out of? What's the name of that book? I don't get any residuals from their royalty checks because I showed them how to read music.
No.
Or I showed them various scales. That's their money. But can I tell you what I can say? I was responsible for teaching them.
Right.
Amen.
So if he was responsible for learning what manhood should have been, and you've been bragging about, I know how to make and develop men, and you say at 22, he's not a man, that's a boy. He's still a little boy. Then you're talking about your training. You talked about what are we going to deal with concerning that? See, these things that we're talking about, we can never fully attack and give resolution to the problem. We cannot diagnose the problem because we don't have the emotional. We're not willing to deal with the emotional consequences that come from addressing it head on.
Right.
One of the first things your medical doctor does is review your history.
Exactly. That's right.
So what we are doing is reviewing the history, so we can get the next generation a lot better. So the next generation can be a lot better. And then that generation can be a lot better. But if we're going to say, oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, okay. The same thinking you had to get you in this mess is going to take a different type of thinking to get you out this junk.
Get you out of it.
That's right.
That's it. That's right. That's it. Man, I got to get off here. Man, I sure hope you be back next week. This was really good.
Yeah, we're going to pick back up on this one.
That's why he's the thug. That's why he's the where's my finger over there? That's why he's the thug. That's the thug right there. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Hey, man, this is getting good, man.
We got to get out of here. We want to thank.
That's it.
Listen, we want to thank y'all for coming in, watching us tonight. Been with us. It's show tonight about mothers and their sons. Remember, this show is about relationships and marriages, not just marriages and relationships for the heterosexual. We're talking about all relationships here. So tonight, that's what the show was about: men round table. So we want to thank all of you. We thank Pastor Bard for being here with us. Certainly, we thank Dr. Stevenson for being on here with us. And as we remember, the relationship is important to the man. If the man ain't right, the house ain't right. The head is got to be right in order for the body to walk right. And until the body can understand, you only cripple your head when you fail to follow the responsibility that God gave. Listen, we're going to get out of here. We're getting off. We're going to say farewell. We'll see you next Monday night, live, 7 at 8 o'clock Hang out with us. We're going to talk about this about mothers and sons, why they're such weakling boys instead of men. We're going to get with you. We're going to talk with you. Adios. Amigos. Wish you well. Arepa touch it. And we'll catch you next round. Right into us. EFINetwork@gmail.com. Call in for your live question. 346-493-2630. Call in with your live question. Leave a voicemail if you don't pick it up. Your question, we'll definitely put it on the show and call your name out with it if you want. All right, we'll talk with you at a later time. I'm getting ready to go into another phase. Catch up with you later. If you call me tonight, you don't get no answer, I'm busy on another phase. Love y'all. You know I love you much. We'll talk with you next time. Take care.